Mm. I lost my headphones. Okay. Can you hear me? See me? Hello, hello, hello.
Hey, hey.
How's everybody doing today?
Pretty good.
What's my topic tonight? Anybody know?
Intervention and planning.
Ah. So if you, most of you will be done, and some of the research says August 2026 is when the test will change. We're planning for early 2026. Have you been reading up on the changes that will happen? Nothing major, nothing major, nothing that will affect you totally. We're going from the four domains to three, but nothing's changed about that. And supposedly in 2025, they were going to go to three questions. That didn't happen. But we expect in 2026, and I'm writing my test questions based on 2026, where we'll go to three areas. It hasn't changed. It really is just about understanding, and it's the same for everybody. But wondering where those questions come from. But it really, really hasn't changed. Anybody read something you want to share what your thoughts might be?
So I heard, I'm not sure if it's 100%, but if you pass a part of the test, then let's say fail one part, you would with the new test, you would not have to go back and take the section, a certain section if you pass. That's what I heard, but I'm not sure if it's true.
Where did you hear that? Because I have not read that, and I would love for that to be true. I'm going to share my screen that the SW shared with me. That's the way the ACT is written. I would love that to be true.
Me too.
So I'll pull it up, read more about the exam development, but I haven't read that part. This talks about how we got there. As we began to explore the 2026 social work license exam, we'd like to look at what the time was right to go beyond our typical update and think carefully. I just want to make sure it's very, very clear. There is no conversation to make it easier. I think that when we went from three to four, it happened to coincide, or from four to three, it happened to coincide with the release of information that talked about African Americans and Hispanic Americans and older people do worse on the test. And I think a lot of people equated those two together. But I have not found that to be true. I think the three questions are so much harder than the four. That's my only opinion. And again, I'm reading it like you read it, and I didn't get a detailed response. So anybody else has any thoughts on what's coming up? The changes will have a direct impact on the candidate experience. The new exam will have fewer questions overall, fewer pretest questions, and higher options of 3-option questions. The questions selected for inclusion on the exam will meet a higher psychometric threshold for their ability to assess competence and will rely less on memorization. That's scary as all get out. That means they're going to higher order thinking as opposed to recall. That's scary to me. Psychometric is the study of test taking. A psychometrist only does only teaches you how to take a test. Okay, but I'd like to know what the what's it called when we do research? What the man on the street says. What's the hullabaloo in the community? What are you hearing? Was everybody aware there's test changes coming up in 26? Okay, Jennifer, what have you heard?
That there's test changes coming up in 2026.
That's all you've heard? You can't give me any more?
I don't know. I was just talking with somebody in a Facebook group, and they were asking the same thing, and nobody can really give any definite answer.
I need the lowdown. I need like what's really happening.
Have any connections in the ASWB, so I have.
I don't anymore. I used to. I used to be able. I was a test writer for many years, but when I opened my own business, they decided that might have been a conflict of information. So I don't know. So I don't have that insight anymore. The changes will have a direct impact on the candidate experience. That new exam will have fewer questions overall. So it sounds like to me that of the 40 questions that don't count, that may be changing, and a higher proportion of 3-option questions. The questions selected for inclusion on the exams will meet higher sociometric, that's testing guidelines. That's called test item discrimination, that they will be more difficult test questions for the ability to assess competence and will rely less on memorization, focusing more on application of knowledge through the use of problem solving, reasoning, and the application of knowledge. Because of the changes and the reduced number of content areas, the exam will require fewer items while remaining statistically valid and psychometrically reliable. So I don't know. So what I do know is we look at test questions. So we didn't take anything away. All we did was change the 4 to 3. The questions I'm writing for 2026 are only 3 questions because I've heard that forever. 150 operational questions. We're going down to 110. 20 pretest questions. Okay, so those are the 20 that didn't count. Now we're only going down to 12 that don't count. So before that meant 170 questions and 20 that didn't count. So now it looks like we're going to 132 questions, but only 12 don't count. Don't know that's good or bad. I just know the facts. Okay. The exam will be more relevant to the real world practice of social work because it increased emphasis on the complex skills that practitioners use every day. Equally important is the improvement in the candidate experience. We anticipate test takers will feel less pressure than before. You do have fewer questions in the same amount of time. So maybe that will decrease your pressure. Okay. So the next step is developing an exam in the standardized setting workshop. More than 70 volunteers were selected from 17,000 candidates. I did volunteer, but I was not chosen. I think maybe I have insider information and then I might like share it with my clients, just saying. So those are the biggest changes. So August 2026 is what we're looking for. So we're planning, my company is planning August 2026. So at this point, we're really looking at 3 question tests and not 4. You'll see that I'll still do 4 question tests because they promised by the end of January 2025, it would go to 3 questions, but it hasn't. And that's the same across the board. I don't think that helps you any bit at all. Is that fair to say? I think that didn't tell you anything that you don't already know. And nothing I've seen on YouTube, nothing I've seen in meetings has given me any more than that. It's still extremely vague. However, the content areas have not changed. And to be honest with you, when we talk about test item difficulty, the longer the test, the more valid it is. So now we made the test shorter, which is not a good thing. I'm just putting it out there, just putting it out there, okay? Any other things that you've seen? Any other things you've heard? Like, okay. So I am going to continue to teach the way that I teach. Let me pull up one more thing that talks about the areas. Because again, the areas have not changed. They've been revised, but what you're supposed to learn hasn't changed. So if we look at the new areas, the new domains, EST, SWB. Okay. So the new domains, we're changing them to 3. And I'll show you what's under each of those domains. It went from 4 to 3. We didn't take away anything, though. We really did not. All we did was put them in different domains. I have been in this field for 33 years. Real changes I've seen are like DSM changes. When there's real DSM change, because you went to the 4 to the 3, those are real changes I've seen. I don't see a lot questions anymore on history. Has anybody seen a question about like Jane Addams and those terms? Those have gone away, I think. Yes, no, maybe. Has anybody seen questions on the whole house and the history of social work?
I
And
remember.
okay, those have gone away. Those have gone away. So when I first started teaching, there were a lot of questions on social work history. I don't see those anymore. That's one of the real changes that I've seen. But as it looks at the new domains, it's the same information. It's just under a different domain. So I'm going to say to you that I'm going to keep teaching you the way I've always been teaching you, because I've been in this field for a million years and I haven't seen enough changes to change it any differently. ASWB domain areas of 2026. Oh, let's go to the real experts. Chat GPT, because that's where we know everything.
I have a question since we're on Chat GPT. Is it good to get test questions from here or no?
If you know how to write the prompts, okay. If you have the answer already and you know why it's the answer, then definitely have it explain the answer. But if you write the prompt according to the NASW LCSW question, what is the best answer? Other than that, I don't recommend it. I really, really don't. But if you know the prompts to write, then I'm okay. And I like it when you get a test question where you already know the answer to let it explain it to you.
Okay.
Okay. Let me do this difference. Please label each content that is under the 2026 ASWB, LC, and LM domains. I'm a huge fan of AI. I teach my students to use AI. The question is, you have to use it correctly. So if you just ask it to write questions for you, then you might not get what we're looking for. Okay. So I ask it to look at my domains. Okay. So values, ethics, and professional content. So there's increased ethical foundation, more applied knowledge, reduce content area. So it's not just recall. Now it's more about applying the code of ethics. Okay. The redesign now asks you to apply it. So convert this into exam trap language. I'm going to try that and let's see what happens.
Dr. Pam, what is exam trap language?
So when I write questions, I look for questions that are definitely based on that would trap you in the exam.
Okay.
But ChatGPT and I've written my prompts, so they know me, they know what to look for, they know, but it's like AI. You learn, it learns, it learns. Oh, as a college professor, we talk so much about keeping our clients away from AI, keeping our students away from AI. I'm not a fan of that. I think you need to learn to use AI. I think if you're in grant writing, I think if you're in a project development, you AI is amazing. It's going to give you the words that you need. But you can't take it verbatim, and you really have to provide what it wants to ask. Okay. Chantel, I'm going to remind you that your camera has to be on when you're in a session with me. Okay.
Sorry, it's showing that I'm on. I don't know why my
I don't
camera's
see your
not.
picture though.
Yeah, no, my picture's not there. Well, now it's there when I take the video off. Um, so I don't know. I'm gonna log out and see if I can log back in.
Oh, were you talking, Dr. Pam? If so, you're on mute.
I am warning someone to not eat all of my gelato. If you see my name in the paper, it's because I warned them. I warned them. I warned them. I did. I did. Don't be on my gelato. So I don't have a sweet tooth. I don't have a sweet tooth. So when I buy like chocolate, do you guys have a city cafe where you live where you get the big old hunks of cake? The cafe place, you have one of those where you live? Do you have like a cafe where you get like the cake slices this big? Yes? No? You have no idea what I'm talking about. Okay, so
I have a place I go to.
I don't have a huge sweet tooth. So I can get a chunk of cake that's like this big and it's gonna last me like 2 weeks. I just don't have a sweet tooth. I want it when I want it, but it can last me like 2 weeks. So someone's visiting and I have gelato. I love gelato. I was in Italy and gelato is the most amazing thing ever. And when I say you can have a bite of my gelato, in my mind, that means like a serving. People that have a sweet tooth think that means half of my gelato. So I had to have a conversation. Put the spoon down. Okay. When I said you could have some, that doesn't mean half. Okay. So we could do some poor communication skills. We could use some of my own childhood issues of food insufficiency, but unhand the spoon. That's where I was at. Okay. Am I the only one? As Mastermind has a spoon in her mouth, am I the only one with food issues? Mastermind, do you have some food issues?
Only when I had the munchies. That's it. That's the only issues I have. I eat up everything.
Uh, so you're on the seafood diet?
I'm pescatarian. I don't
Which
eat meat.
means,
I don't eat meat. I don't eat seafood.
does that mean you'll eat a crap ton of fried shrimp?
No, I don't eat shrimp.
Oh, that's a pescatarian, is it
It
not?
is, but I
Okay, you're confusing me now.
no.
Okay.
I am pescatarian, but I got off the shrimp. I can't eat those anymore.
Okay. So what does your diet consist of?
A lot of vegetables, a lot of salmon, a lot of fish, different fish, and
But not
vegetables.
shrimp. Are shrimp dirty?
Um, they remind me of roaches.
Okay. That's some Freudian stuff from unconscious that you probably need to bring from the unconscious to the conscious. Is that fair to say?
That's very fair, Doc.
Okay. Are we an oyster fan? Do we like oysters Rockefeller? Do we like them raw? What do we like?
I like raw oysters.
Okay, okay. And everyone else can join in because I'm a big foodie. So, uh,
Come on, guy.
anybody else got some food issues they want to discuss tonight? Free therapy.
I'll just say I'm a very picky eater based off just food I had to eat when I was younger. Like my
We
dad,
had to eat everything on the plate.
yeah, I don't like that at all. Mm-mm.
I might have liked that if my mother was a good cook. I didn't realize to adult that asparagus doesn't come in a can. Okay. As an adult, I've learned I love asparagus. I love carrots that are fresh. I just didn't have them fresh growing up. Okay. So, Rasheen, what do you not eat?
I don't like oatmeal.
Ah,
I was, I used to have to eat that when I was younger. It's like
me too, but
it
not
tastes like
even
pork
the
and biscuit.
better ones, not even like the like you go
Mm,
to the great breakfast place and they have the
mm.
amazing oatmeals and no, no.
Give me
Okay,
some meat.
okay. How
No.
about some grits? Did you grow up in the South?
I do like grits. Don't give me some shrimp and grits. I'll definitely eat.
That is not how you grew up, but that we didn't have shrimp and grits in the South for
Right, right,
breakfast.
right,
But I
right.
do love me some shrimp and grits. Okay.
That's not a Southern dish. I thought that was a Southern dish.
That's a Louisiana. That's I want to say Geechee. That's the off the coast.
Gotcha.
So that's North Carolina, South Carolina, New Orleans, because seafood was very important to that diet. But if you were inland, you had shrimp, but you didn't have shrimp and grits.
Okay.
I'm sorry, you had grits, but not shrimp
No
and
shrimp.
grits.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, come on. Let's just go ahead and establish rapport. My most important conversation ever is food. I'm a foodie. I don't like to eat, but I love to cook. Okay, so Jasmine, tell me about your food issues. We're gonna get deep on this
Uh,
session.
I like seafood and I like Mexican food
Where did you grow up?
in Houston,
So
Texas.
seafood that just came off, or seafood that's Americanized, where it's fried and
Fried. I
oh
like
Lord. Okay.
fried fish. I just started I've been in for a while, like boiled shrimp with the seasonings, like
Okay,
all
okay.
the
Okay, okay,
spices.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay. How about some you're freshwater, right?
hmm
Or saltwater?
Oh, for our beaches, I haven't been to a beach. I think it's saltwater.
So catfish is a rarity for you.
Yeah, but I
Yeah, so
eat catfish.
catfish is freshwater. So
Uh-huh.
I lived in Tennessee, and catfish was a big deal living in Tennessee. And when I moved to Florida, because it's saltwater, catfish was a delicacy because
Mm-hmm.
you don't get it from there. I grew up in an area where, the you go down to the port and they would just, whatever was coming in fresh that day, I do know how to scale a fish. I just didn't want to, but they would
Oh.
scale it and fillet it for you, and that was your catch of the day. So definitely love, love, love. And learning to fry fish that's a Southern thing. I live in Tennessee now. And many, many Americans have a fried fish on Fridays. Do you know why? Does anybody know why?
Did you
Celebrate the
mention something
weekend.
about slavery last time?
I did not say about slavery.
No? No, no, no. Catholic, like the church. Something about the Catholic Church.
Catholicism.
That's right. That's right.
Yes, 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 yes. Do I have any Catholics in the room? So, and I may have said slavery, but I'll say about African American heritage is that so many times the Catholics and the Methodists were the first people that allowed African Americans to be part of their religion. So you didn't eat meat on Fridays because that was part of, that's the day Jesus died. So in many African American communities, you can drive by and you can smell, right? You got the big old deep fat fryer. And is that a Southern thing? Do we have that in DC? Do we have that in other parts of the world? Is that just a Southern thing? Somebody
No, in
help me out.
Detroit,
Well,
they do
I'm
that in
used
Detroit.
to, well, I'm from the South, so although I lived in Connecticut, I used to go to the South all the time. We didn't have, we fried fish, but not on Friday. I mean, not on Fridays. I'll say that.
Are you sure?
Well,
If
my
you had
grandma,
to go back to your pre-conscious, are you
hmm
sure that it wasn't on a Friday?
you know what though? I don't know though.
I'm
I
going
have to
to
really,
ask you to check on that because you probably didn't equate the two.
hmm
Okay, I'm just going to put that out there. And there's some other reasons behind that. Because if you use oil and you've used oil Monday through Thursday to fry chicken and other things, once you fry fish, you can't use the oil anytime again. So Fridays were most often the day that you fried fish because you dumped the oil. So go back into your preconscious. I think you might have missed something. Okay. Safia, you are Muslim.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me about eating in your culture.
We can pretty much eat everything. It just has to be halal. Halal is just a process how the meat gets slaughtered, but
Mhm. My cow has to hang upside down because the beef has to go this way.
and right, so the whole process of how the blood has to completely
Mhm.
extract out of the animal. Yeah. So
Where do you live?
I live in New Jersey.
New Jersey. Lamb is probably inexpensive where you live.
Goat is very expensive.
Where I live to get lamb, it's like pulling teeth.
Yeah.
When I lived in South Florida, it was very much everybody had lamb and goat. But living here, it's hard to find.
Yeah, okay.
And when you find it, it's expensive. I love curry goat. I love. But because we talk about ethnocentrism, we talk about privilege. That's not what we're going to find in my area because we're majority white, Christian, and uh, Catholic. We don't have a large Jewish community, and we don't have a large Muslim community at all.
Okay. So it's limited.
Okay. Jennifer Jones, what's your ethnic background?
Mm, my father's black, my mother's white, and half Puerto Rican.
Jennifer Jones, you've got this look on your face that you'd rather be anywhere than with me every single week.
Oh, I don't know why. If I didn't want to be with you, I wouldn't have joined this week. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna call a spade. Girl, you look like every week, like, damn, I don't want to show up for this stuff.
Oh no, sorry. I don't know. Maybe that's just my face. I don't know.
Do you know that term? What's it called?
Like resting bitch face.
Yes.
Mhm.
Has anybody accused you of that
Yeah.
before?
No,
Okay,
no, trust me. If I didn't want, I wouldn't have joined again.
so why do you think people accuse you of that?
I don't know. Maybe it's the way my facial expression is, but I don't know. I don't mean nothing by it. I don't try to. That's just.
I would agree, but I'm gonna tell you, and I'm gonna call a spade, and you may never see me again. I'm okay with that. Girl, I would never pick you as my therapist.
Oh well, I don't know. I don't know. I
Tell
guess
me
I have
some
to work on
history.
that. Hmm?
No, just tell me about you. Tell me some history.
Like what?
Why you got the face? What happened? Who hurt you?
Uh, a lot of people. I don't know. Pretty sure everybody's been hurt during their lifetime. You know?
That's why we're in this field. That's why we're all in this field. Ain't
Yeah.
nobody in this field that ain't got their own stuff. That is for sure. It's funny when I teach college and my young students will come in and say, I've got some issues. I don't know if I can be a counselor or a social worker. I'm like, girl, you in the right place, okay? Ain't nobody in this field doesn't have any baggage.
Right. Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So tell me about you. Who are you tutoring with?
You right now.
Have I seen you individually?
No, but I'm gonna
Okay.
join. I was just doing like random things online,
Okay.
like I was looking at RayTube and I was looking at what's this Agents of Change, I think it was
Mm-hmm.
called. But that lady, she's kind of boring, so I got up off of her. No, she's nice, but she's boring, so I got up off
I
of
like
her.
Megan. I like
Yeah,
Megan.
I like Megan.
We
But
start at the same time, and there's
yeah.
nothing I'll ever say to you that I will, and I've not said to Megan.
Mhm.
I think that her tests are a little too easy. I don't think they're as rigorous as the
Right.
tests. But I will promise you, she was a school teacher, and we both started part time together. And she refers clients to me that don't do well through her program. But
Yeah.
honestly, I purposely have gone out of my way to reach out to, and especially if you're of color, I think there's enough room at the top. I don't
Yeah.
believe in the barrel of monkeys and only one person gets to be at the top.
Right. Well, I
So
purchased her program, but I was trying to do it, but I don't know. It's just I don't know. It's kind of like
it's what?
it's what?
It's what?
Boring. Like I paid the two something or 213 or whatever it was for it, but I don't know. For
Do
some reason, I just can't follow. She's nice, and she does have a lot of content, but I just can't follow. I don't know. Like I listen to it, and then my mind wanders elsewhere. So I know that's not for me. So
you know the term white bread?
who?
The term white bread?
Like
Do you
white?
know that term? White bread?
No, like I'm serious. I guess you're not talking about Wonder Bread.
Well, close enough, close enough. So if you go to Urban Dictionary, that's a term.
Hmm.
Am I the only one? No one's ever heard that before, white bread? Well, let me share that with you. Share my screen with you. Want to share my screen?
Hmm.
Belonging to the class of bland, clean cut, middle of the road suburbanite breeders. The cleavers from the old TV show Leave It to Beaver are family archetypes of the white bread culture. The term implies cultural naivety, blind consumerism, and unquestioning followers of mindset. Common traptions of the white bread life include Kenny G, driving an SUV, irrational fixation on lawn care, golden retrievers, normally Christian religious beliefs, Old Navy clothing, okay, moderate to severe conservation, bad Chardonnay, equally bad espresso. I did not write this. I did not write this. I just shared the definition of what is described as white bread. I did not write this. I just wanted to make you aware of the definition.
They should have put not using a washcloth.
Was your mama black?
No, my mother's white and Spanish. However, she might as well been black.
I'm enjoying you tonight. I'm just saying. What I really appreciate is I have a small enough group that we get to establish rapport. I learn as much from you as I hope you learn from me. I really, really do. And I want to be the very best tutor I can be. I want to be the very best clinician I can be. And I want to be world traveled. I want to be acknowledged of all cultures. And if I'm wrong, call me all day, every day, Dr. Pam. That ain't true. Just tell me. But I did not make up this word. Okay. Uh, So in I felt not anymore, but I worked in a northern Georgia college. Um, and the term white bread just means bland. No culture, no no flavor, no doing nothing different, just blending in to be white bread. Have you not heard that before? I didn't make it up. I swear to you. It doesn't say according to Dr. Pam. You see, it doesn't say according to Dr. Pam. Chantel, where do you live?
I live in Connecticut.
Um, so is that not a term? Do you live in a majority? I know there are a lot of Caribbeans in Connecticut. Is that a term you're not familiar with?
I've never heard it before. No.
Maybe a Southern thing.
Might be a back in the day baby boomers thing because I've never.
No, it's not. I promise you, it is so not. Okay. I think she suggested that I was old. I think that was a dig at ageism.
What I promise you it was that it was. That just
Yes,
sounds like
it was.
it sounds
That
like
was
before
a
my
dig
time.
at you. Oh,
No.
Dr. Pam. That's exactly what that was.
No, because I'm Gen X,
Oh.
so before that comes the baby boomer. So I've never heard that. So I'm figuring.
I am not a baby boomer, for your information.
Oh,
Okay,
sorry.
I am not. I barely missed the cusp.
Well,
I
you may
just
be
turned.
Gen X, but I didn't know. I wasn't
I
even
am.
referring to
I
the.
am. I
I
am.
was just referring to that's old. I don't know. I never heard it.
Yes, what I heard you say is Dr. Pam, you is old.
I didn't
That's
say. I
okay.
did not say
Yes, well,
that.
girl, I can
Listen, I
interpretate.
did not
I,
say
I
that.
can hold
Oh
on.
my
Let's use
God.
some clinical words. Okay. I'm gonna paraphrase. What I heard you say is Dr. Pam, you is old. Okay. Reflection is the feelings, right? The feelings she didn't say. Dr. Pam, you're sharing things, and maybe you don't realize that those are not current feelings. That's reflection, right? So we're going to use the everyday terms for that. But thank you for sharing. And when we do that, really, let's turn it into everyday test words. Okay, so yes, white bread is maybe a Southern term because it's still used here. And for someone who eats bologna and cheese on white bread, and somebody said Wonder Bread, that's white bread. That's what that means. And it's probably old. You're right. Okay, so I was going over the things to look for, and what I said to you before is I'm really focusing on the questions, looking at how they look now, as opposed to what they're going to look like. We're following the blueprint with our question. Okay, let's go back. What's my topic for tonight?
Intervention.
Interventions. Oh, that's where we're going to struggle with knowing our theorists. On the LC and the LM, a lot of my clinicians just don't know. And when the question said earlier that they are very vague, it's true because you're not going to see Carl Rogers' name. You're not going to see person-centered name, but you definitely have to know who said what. Let me see if that's the right one in your chat box. Yeah. I'm going to share my screen. Okay. And I had a person today that I interviewed, and she said she took her LCSW, and she said, I didn't see Freud. And she's probably right. She probably never saw his name anywhere. Is Freud going to be on a test? Always. He's the father of talk therapy. Always, always, always. So the words I'm looking for, whenever I see insight, what's Freud's theory? What does Freud believe?
About the unconscious, right? Isn't he?
Come on, you're right. Everything is hidden in the unconscious. So how does Freud help me to get that up to the top? Come on, somebody help him out.
So would you like he helps you as far as like processing or
He uses the Rochat, the TAT, and the uh, uh, word association. Okay, so what does that mean?
What does the test mean? Assessments?
Say again.
You're asking what does the assessments mean?
So I said he uses the Rochat, he uses the thematic appreciation, and he uses then free association. What do those terms mean?
I know the thematic, that's where you're projecting, he's showing a picture and you're projecting from your unconscious about what the picture means or what you see in
Okay.
the picture.
The thematic appreciation includes what? Chantel, do you know?
pictures or
Chantel, do you know?
What was the question again? I probably don't know, but what was the question?
So Freud uses techniques to bring things from the unconscious to the conscious. If he uses the Rochat, the TAT, and free association, what are some of those? Can you give me an example of what some of those things look like? The Rochat is the ink blot. You know that. What does it look like?
What are you calling it?
The Rochat or the ink blot.
I never heard that term. I thought it was called the Rorschach.
Or the ink blot. They're the same thing. What does it mean? What does it look like?
Um, just like some blots, and then they hold it up and say, what do you make out of this? They're trying to see if
Absolutely.
you're insane or
Oh, it's not that deep. He's not trying to prove you're insane.
something.
So remember, Freud said everything is in your unconscious. You poor dumb woman. You don't know. So let me tell you what it means. Okay. So back in the time, he was the only one that talked with women or anybody in general. And at that time, we really put most often women in psychiatric institutions. The man could be upset with his wife. He said she was crazy, and he would put her in an institution. This is the ink blot or the Rorschach. Okay. So, Jennifer, what do you see in this picture? What's happening?
That thing looked like, I don't know, maybe some type
There's no, I don't know. It's only what you see.
of,
What do you see?
like a bug or something.
Okay. Is it a scary bug?
No, no,
Is it a happy bug?
looks like a bug. Doesn't have.
Give me more. Give me more. What does the bug mean to you? Give me the feelings associated with the bug.
I don't have no.
Come on.
I don't know. Looks like a bug, and it's in the middle, right here in the middle. Looks like it's wearing a belt or something because it has like a white.
The bug is wearing a belt,
I
right?
don't know. That's what it looks like. And
There's
then
no, I don't know.
it's-
Whatever you say is true.
the wings look fucked up, like Somebody.
These are the wings?
I get, yeah, the side right. Yeah, sorry.
Okay, is he like a heavyweight champion? Is that the belt? Like I won all the fights? Is that like tell me more?
I mean, there's nothing I see in there. I don't know what to tell you. It just looks like.
Okay. So what Freud would say is that's resistance. You're afraid to share what you think. You're afraid that other people will think things about you.
Mhm.
And Freud says, all I want to know is what you think.
It's a bug with messed
Okay.
up wings that looks like it's wearing a belt. That
Is
looks
he a
like,
heavyweight champion?
I mean, I don't see that.
What's the belt for? He could hold it in his fat.
I have no idea.
There's no right or wrong answer. You just keep talking.
But there's nothing to talk about. I don't know. Like, I don't know what there's
Why is he wearing a belt?
because somebody whoever drew it put the belt on him.
Okay.
Yeah, ask somebody else. Maybe they can. I can't.
Nah. So Freud would say that's resistance. You know that?
I would tell Freud to go suck a lemon.
That would not help you pass the test. Remember, I only teach you to pass the test. I don't really care how you feel about Freud. But Freud would say if you can't answer this, it's resistance. You're trying to hide something. I ain't your therapist this week because my therapy rates are 3 times my tutoring rates, just so you know. Okay. And I only take cash.
Do you use this?
I don't do therapy anymore.
Did you use this thing?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I think all of us are, the term is integrative. I think all of us believe there are some things that are unconscious. I think one of the things that's not a test question anymore, but one of the things I've always used is the house tree person. I started my career with kids who had mental health issues because they had been hurt, they had been molested when they were kids. And one of the Freudian things that we always use was the house tree person. And it's very, very Freudian. Again, I don't practice anymore. And I definitely don't see kids.
Do they mention anything about that house tree on the exam or no?
I have not seen it, but if you know anybody that's been in the field for half a minute, they know about it.
Okay.
The house tree person is that Freudian thing. So it matters everything where they draw it. So do you see that she's bigger than the door? That matters. However, and we see that the windows are open. We look at the holes here. Maybe it's not a safe place to go. We look at trees. If there's some knots in the trees, that indicates sexual abuse. If there's smoke coming out the chimney, there's a whole list of how to use the house tree person. So I was trained. Remember, I'm old. I didn't write treatment plans. So I was trained Freudian, and the house tree person is very much what we use because the thought is everything she wrote was unconscious. All of our defense mechanisms are unconscious, except for which one? Come on, somebody. Which one is not unconscious? We choose to suppress.
Forget.
Suppress is a choice. I remember that it happened and I'm choosing to suppress it. Okay. But yes. Again, I don't do therapy anymore. And so when I started, I had psychoanalytic theory. You could lay on my couch for 3 to 5 years. I made a crap ton of money, but I didn't start school with psychodynamic. I didn't learn from school how to write treatment plans. I'm old. All I had to write was my client reports they feel better. So that's why it's called psychodynamic now, because psychodynamic says you get 12 sessions and you have to make sure that you meet those goals. Okay, so we're talking about Freud still. The house tree person. You really might find someone who still uses it. Okay, so go back to psychoanalytic. He used a free association. I say cat, you say
Dog,
love,
hate,
money.
broke,
Come on, somebody else. Sex,
Happy.
Abstinent.
holidays,
money,
happiness.
Depressed.
sadness,
Sophia, you've been quiet. Okay, give me some answers. If I say love, what would you say?
Hate.
Okay, no, God, no thinking, no thinking. That's what Freud said. He said those things were in your preconscious. And when I brought it up, that's what I want you to just respond. And then he would tell you what it really meant. Okay. So then, Freud is psychoanalytic. Whenever I see the word insight, bringing things from the unconscious to the conscious, it's what Freud did. That's just what he did. So Carl Rogers is person-centered. Oh my goodness. You all do person-centered stuff. Do you realize that? No, Dr. Pam, I have never used person-centered. Give me some words that are person-centered.
Empathy,
Okay, what does that mean?
um, putting yourself in the other person's shoes, to see how they feel, like, just to get a better understanding of how they feel.
Okay, so what's his name? I don't remember his name. The guy that shot Charlie Crisp?
Oh, I don't know
Yes,
his name.
I don't
I didn't follow
I
that.
don't remember his name.
Mm.
Okay, uh, so he shot this big guy, right? And now he's in prison. Does he deserve a therapist that can provide empathy for him?
Well, yeah, yeah, I mean, technically he does. I mean,
Okay, so
um,
okay, so stay there. Let's stay there. So how would I empathize with the killer? He's not a serial killer, the killer. How do I empathize with him?
well, as a social worker, and I'll say this because I've worked with killers before,
Hmm.
you think about their strengths, right? And so you find, um, well,
That's
no
not it, but
judgment.
that's
Oh, go
not
ahead.
no.
Go ahead.
Empathizing is
Okay.
not so what you did before, what you're doing is finding their strengths
Okay.
is trying to establish rapport.
Okay.
Empathy is putting yourself in his shoes. Okay.
Right.
So when he decided that it was a good time to go kill Charlie Crisp, what was he thinking?
Well, he was thinking that was okay to do. I mean,
That's empathy. That's
mhm,
empathy. At that time,
mhm,
that made the most sense to him. It made
mhm,
sense to him.
mhm,
I don't have to agree,
mhm,
but I have to understand that's where he was coming from.
mhm.
That's Carl Rogers. Carl Rogers, again, you've got this in your chat box. We're looking at empathy, unconditional positive regard, and genuineness. So, what does that mean?
The unconditional positive regard.
What
It's
does that mean?
that's when you don't whatever they tell you, they can tell you anything, and you just don't judge them. You always positive about it.
What does that look like in your life? Give me a real time that you had to use Empathy, or I'm sorry, unconditional positive regard. Just
So,
tell me.
yep, I had a client who was in an auto accident and received all these services. And then she came to me and said that,
Did she cause the auto accident?
well, yes, she did, but they didn't think she did. She admitted to me a couple years later that she caused it. And, so unconditional positive regard. I didn't judge her or make her feel bad.
Hello, mastermind. Do you know that car accident? They said I wasn't guilty. I was guilty and I was drinking and I killed those people.
Damn, Doc, I didn't know you was gonna do that.
You ain't had no clients like that yet?
No, not like that, like that. No, it didn't
Oh,
happen.
you will. Stick around. Stick around. You will. I promise you. Rasheen, you're shaking your head. Have you had that?
I have, and so I'll say this: I had a client who killed his grandmother, and even with the intake and stuff, I could not put any feelings. I'm close to my grandmother, I just could, but it was no feelings. I was there to assess to see if he was a good candidate for the program. And so based off the assessment and what he said, to me and me meeting with the team that is an intradisciplinary team.
Mm-hmm.
They
Hold
agree.
on.
Oh,
INTER.
oh, TRA.
So TER is different. TRA are they're all therapists. So you tell
Oh,
me, what was
TER.
it?
No, it wasn't all therapists. It was a psychologist. It
So
was
that's inter,
her.
yes.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So based off that final meeting, we determined that he was a candidate for the program. So yeah. Um,
So it sounds like to me there was some counter transference there.
well, I'll say this, Dr. Pam. I ended up accepting this man into our program, and he ended up killing one of the roommates. And so again, as a director of that, or my old job, it was just like after, right? I had to go to therapy and everything. It's just like, why did I accept this man? I could have just left him in an institution. Yeah, no. But yeah.
Can I suggest it that maybe you should have gone to therapy before?
Yeah, probably. And then I'm gonna
I'm
tell
just saying, if he reminded you of how could somebody kill their grandmother?
hmm
So from day one, the way that you treated him, you brought in your own stuff. And I am not judge, jury, and that's not my goal. I'm being genuine, okay? And looking back, I don't know if I can change the outcome, but looking back, I maybe I could have been better if I'd sought trans owned my own stuff before.
hmm
Is that fair to say?
I'll say, I mean, yes and no. I mean, again, this was, and I've never had a case like this.
Stick around. It gets so
Yeah.
much worse.
Oh, it's gotten worse. I
It
mean,
gets so
yeah.
much worse.
Oh, listen, like I said, seen it and heard it all, and that was just, I'm telling you about one case with a
Hmm.
murder, and then he murders, and then it's all over the news. I'm the
Hmm.
director, all that, right? Yeah. Um, so
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I really am. I don't think school near prepares you for that. I'm sorry. I'm really, really sorry. I'll say to all of you, um, when you're working for an agency, you pray that your agency will protect you. They don't always. It looks good on paper, but they don't always. If we talk about subpoena and court order, you always want to make sure that you follow the legal, but you also want to make sure that you have someone that's out for your best interest. Because if you haven't gone to court yet, who's ever against you will chew you up and spit you out, and you will feel like you're this big. And I've been a therapist for 30 something years, and I have learned. Um, Yeah. 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 And I'm
Yeah,
sorry. I'm really
oh,
sorry.
it's no problem. And actually, I was subpoenaed to go to court, because, yeah, I had to go to court, and then they had asked me like, what happened? How do we accept this client into the? It was just a lot. Yeah, so.
Yeah.
Mhm. But I will say though, after this whole incident, this is another reason why I wanted to go to grad school because I had my undergrad then, but I was like, I need to go get my master's. I need to like not figure out, but like I want to be a better social worker. I want to like, yeah, not analyze everything, but like, yeah, dig deeper. So yeah.
Always, always have good supervision. I cannot tell you that. I will say to you, I say to all of my clients and all of my students, if you're in a place where you don't have good supervision, call me. Call me. If you watch my videos, I've been in the field for 33 plus years. I know you're going to be surprised, but some of y'all clients get on my last damn nerve. When I find that I'm working harder than you, we've come up with a form of when I can fire you. In the beginning, we needed the money. Like, okay, we're going to take them. Now, no, no, no. If I'm working harder than you, no, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. But I have a very good team around me. We have a checklist of before we say you need to go see somebody else. But for the rest of your life, you're going to have people that rub you the wrong way or rub you the right way. When I call Avi and say, oh my gosh, I love this client, give them 10 free sessions. He's like, Dr. Pam, what's that about? Because that's my own stuff, right? That's my own stuff. So either way, I need supervision or a consultant to make sure my stuff doesn't get in the way. That's just real life, okay? Okie dokie. So person centered is Carl Rogers. Carl Rogers literally says nothing. He provides unconditional positive regard. Did Carl Rogers diagnose?
No, he didn't.
Okay. Let me hear some other people. Jennifer, did he diagnose?
Um, I would say no
Why not?
if the client leads their self to self actualization, then what are you diagnosing? I mean,
Oh, those are just words. That does not mean that you understand my question.
what do you like? Do you mean like diagnosis for like a DSM?
Yes, yes.
Um, I don't. I don't know. I'll say no, but I don't know really, to be honest with you.
He didn't. And are you a first time test taker?
I ain't took
Did I ask you that twice already today?
I haven't took a test at all.
So you're a first time test taker. Okay, I'm sorry. So the issue with Carl Rogers is he was purposely against Freud. Freud came in and said, I'm the expert, you poor dumb women, you know nothing. Let me tell you what this really means. And Carl Rogers said, no, 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 no. The client is the expert. It's their life, their choices, and I'm here to support them. He did not diagnose because he said, if I diagnose, it makes you sound pathological. What does that mean, pathological?
Is that lying or not telling the truth?
Crazy. The DSM is your list of pathologies. So he said it makes you sound crazy. So he did not diagnose. Okay. He again purposely against Freud because Freud said, I'm the expert, and Carl Rogers said, no, 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 no. The client is the expert. It's their life, their stuff. We're here to support them. He said, if I listen, 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 then the client will figure it out all by themselves. They don't need me to tell them that. Was there a question there? Okay.
Is he going to be on the test, Carl?
He is. I don't ever speak words that are not on the test.
Mm.
Now, you might not see his name. I'm not going to lie, but what you'll see is unconditional positive regard, genuineness, and empathy. So part of the issue is that you don't see the theorist names. So every time we see a question, we're really looking at who does it belong to, because they're so very vague. Let me see if I can find one. And I think that's part of the problem, whether it's written in a first, next, or last question, you're not understanding the theory behind it. Every question we do is based on a KSA, a knowledge, skill, or ability. And you've spent so much time learning first and next questions, but you haven't learned content. Okay. Take this one, Chantel.
I knew you were going to tell me to do it.
If you don't want to pass, I don't mind.
It's okay. No, I want to pass.
I'm good. If you don't want to pass, we're good. Okay.
Which of the following did Carl Rogers regard as one of the conditions both necessary and sufficient for becoming a fully functioning or actualizing person?
Okay, so I'm going to stay there. Carl Rogers believed that, remember, Maslow's chart is self-actualization. At the top of Maslow's chart, I'm the very best I can be. Okay, so then, which of the following did Carl Rogers regard as one of the conditions to help you be self-actualized, to be the very best you can be? Okay. Let's read all four.
Confidence, self-exploration, playfulness, or congruence.
What can I rule out?
I'm going to rule out C, playfulness.
Okay, I don't recall him saying that.
And rule out D.
Why?
I don't think that was one of
Are
his
you
conditions.
just making it up as you go along?
No, I don't recall that.
So, did you open your theorist stock I put in your chat box?
I did, but it closed out.
Okay, well, let's open it and go back to it. I'm giving you hints all day, every day. I'm not trying to trick you, I promise.
It's not opening. I
Did
get
you
a
right
file.
click it?
Okay, hit down. No, it's not. I have something that says bank statements. I don't know what that is.
I hope I heck I didn't send you my zero bank balance.
I don't know what.
Did anybody else get my zero bank balance?
I don't know why I can't open it. I'm sorry.
I just want to make sure I didn't send anybody my zero bank balance. Everybody, we on the same page?
I'm trying. It's funny. I'm trying to open them now.
I see the theorist.
Okay. Because I can't be embarrassed on a Saturday night about how much money I ain't got in my account. Woo! I'm human. I'm human.
Is it the same thing that you have on the screen? Is that what you sent?
Uh, yes, I added that one, but at the top, it's the same thing on the screen. I can try to share that in the box.
Still trying.
I will tell you, the only time I'm going to send my bank balance is when I'm doing a GoFundMe account. Just so you know.
Well, can't get it, but I looked up the word, the meaning. So I'm gonna keep that D.
Okay. I don't want you to look up the meaning. I want you
Well, I
to go
couldn't pull
back.
up the theorist document, so that's why I looked it up.
So that worries me. Okay. So I want you to understand you're not a first-time test taker. Correct? Chantel, are you a first-time test taker?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Chantel, what happens is with my extremely brilliant people, you lean into your own devices. And that hasn't worked for you. Okay. And I'm not just picking on you, I pick on everybody. What you've done before isn't working for us. So we've really got to learn what the test wants us. And everybody in this room has a 4.0. I taught assessment tonight earlier, and I promise you, normal IQ is 100. There's not one of you in the room that doesn't have above normal IQ. Did you agree with that? Did y'all struggle in elementary school, middle school? Come on, come on, come on. Call a spade a spade. Y'all smart as all get out. You was in gifted, weren't you? And now
No,
you get to this test. Who said no?
me.
You were not in gifted?
No,
Ever?
no. I was
Why
always
not?
smart, but I talk too much.
Oh, that's attention deficit disorder.
Hmm.
That's ADD. That's why I took my Vyvanse this morning. People that are auditory processors are gifted. Did you go to predominantly black or white school?
White.
Oh, girl, that's why. Okay. My elementary school was predominantly white, and I wasn't labeled as gifted until I went to middle school, where there were other black kids. But I could read when I started kindergarten. But because I'm 60, you're probably about 10 years younger than I am, 20 years younger than I am.
Close.
Okay. So
52.
society just hadn't caught up with that. But I promise you, grad school was not hard for you, was it?
No.
It was not. And I'm sorry someone didn't label you as gifted, but your IQ's off the chain. It is. Those are just facts. I do this all day, every day, 7 days a week. If you're a little special, I'm gonna say maybe we need some accommodations, and I'm not in front of everybody, but I'll call you on it. I'll call you on it. You are extremely intelligent, Chantel. If you're like me, I ain't got a lick of common sense, but I got an IQ off the damn chain. Okay? I can't get to point A to point B without some directions. I don't trust my GPS because I think I'm smarter than my GPS. But you're intelligent. You're extremely intelligent. And I don't don't think you know that. So I need to let you know that you are. And whether school didn't provide that for you, whether the world didn't provide that for you, you are. Okay? You are. So back to my question. My question was, I totally forgot my question. This one, is that was on? Okay. So Carl Rogers, what he said is if the client talks and talks and talks and talks, and I say nothing at all, the client will figure it out by themselves. He says the second part of therapy is the worst because now they realize how much they messed up. Self-actualization is the top of Maslow's chart. And he says that in order, if you keep working and working and working and figure it out, you'll get to the top of self-actualization all by yourself. I'm not going to say anything to you. Okay. He didn't talk about confidence. He didn't talk about self-exploration. He talked about congruence. What does that mean?
Dr. Pam, I got a question. So self-exploration, what does that mean? That's
It's late, and my first response is when you were Oedipus at Electric Stage and you find your
um
toy box. I'm just
okay.
going to put that out
Got
there,
you, got you,
okay?
got you, got you, got
Some
you.
self-explode. Look what I got, okay? Carl Rogers did not talk about self-exploration. Carl Rogers said, I'm going to create this warm, fuzzy, amazing environment, the facilitative cores that you can come in and you can tell me anything. I'm not going to judge you. I'm not going I'm going to be empathetic, put myself in your shoes. So, which of the following did Carl Rogers regard as one of the conditions? What are the three conditions according to Carl Rogers? Look at your theorist, Doc. What he said is if the counselor is able to provide unconditional positive regard, empathy, back at the top here, the core empathy, unconditional positive regard, and genuineness. And this is just a recall because those are Carl Rogers terms. He said, if that's what the therapist can do, the client will get it. I create this warm, safe environment, and you'll talk and you'll talk and you'll talk and you'll talk, and I'll say nothing. But after a couple of weeks, you're going to say, wow, Dr. Pam, I think I messed up because you'll figure it out all by yourself. We good? You see where I got that? I didn't write the theories. I swear to you, I didn't. I didn't. I'm just teaching you the theories. Okay. So back to the question. Which one of these is the conditions that Carl Rogers talked about? Chantel?
D, the congruence.
You see, it's just a recall question.
Mhm.
Just knowing Just knowing the context, just knowing what the question's asking. They're not out to get you. I swear there's no evil gods and like I'm gonna give you more awful questions. It really is just what Carl Rogers said. This is just a recall. Jasmine?
Rogers' approach to therapy is best termed A, non-directive, B, cognitive, C, social learning, D, client-centered, E, rational, emotional.
So you read all my answers for understanding my question. So I just want you to go back to my question.
Mm-hmm.
What's the question asking me?
What is Rogers' approach to therapy best
Okay.
termed?
So in my question, I'm thinking about Carl Rogers. He's unconditional positive regard.
Mm-hmm.
He's genuine. He is warm. Was he directive? Was he in your face?
Yeah.
He was not. He said,
Mm.
whatever you do is fine. I support you.
Okay.
Gestalt was very directive. Gestalt was the empty chair, and he was up in your face.
Okay.
Freud was directive, up in your face. But Carl Rogers was not. Okay, so he
Mm-hmm.
was non-directive, but let's make sure that's the best choice.
Okay. Gonna take out A. I'm gonna take out
I wouldn't
C.
take out A yet
Oh, not
because
yet.
he was non-directive, but I don't know if that's the best choice. Okay, there
Okay.
were other people that were non-directive.
Okay. Gonna take out B, cognitive.
Who was cognitive? What therapist did that?
Freud.
No, Freud was
No?
sex, baby,
Oh,
unconscious. Cognitive is CBT. Check, you got some stankin' thinking.
so who was that? Oh, was it
Beck.
oh, okay.
Beck said, I'm going to change the way you think, I'll change the way that you feel, and change the way that you behave. So these are both LM and LC questions. These are just basic therapy questions. And I think that's what a lot of the programs you purchased are missing, just
Mm-hmm.
knowing basic theories. That's Beck. Okay. Social learning is who?
That Bandura,
Ding,
Albert
ding,
Bandura.
ding. What did Bandura tell me?
You learn by watching or imitating others.
Tell me when's the last time you used the Bandera? Come on.
uh,
When's the last time you went out to eat?
Yesterday.
And did you know what you wanted? Was you looking around other people's plates?
Looking around.
What? Did you ask what are they having?
It looks good. I'll ask the waitress what was that?
Oh, did you know what fork to use?
Hmm?
Do you know what fork to use?
What pork to use?
Fork, yes. Remember, there's
Oh,
like 12 forks on the table. Did you know what
oh
fork to
no.
use?
Mm-mm.
How did you know?
I just picked one up.
I hope you looked around.
Okay,
By the
yes.
way, you use from the inside out if you're not sure. Inside out.
Okay.
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 But that's social learning. Stop trying to memorize crap for a test. That's what we do. We go to a restaurant we've never been for, and we're looking around like, ooh, that's what they do. That's what they do, right? They put the napkin in their lap and they put the lemon on their hand. Don't act like you were the first time you've been to a bougie restaurant and you didn't know what to do. Okay, just me, just me. I know
No,
y'all been your
you're
whole
actually
life in
right.
bougie restaurants. I just me, just me. Okay. Again, stop trying to memorize it for the test.
Mhm.
Anybody, some first Starbucks people, and they got the venti and the tall and the short, and you're like, WTF? Anybody the first time you went?
Right. I'm like, I asked for a medium or a large. Like, what's this vintage? Yeah, with that language, I should say. Like,
Did you listen to what other people ordered?
oh yeah, oh definitely. I mean, even the coffee I drink. So I drink French vanilla, but Starbucks uses hazelnut and vanilla to make their
Absolutely. So, again, we do it every day. Stop pretending or just memorizing it for the test. Oh my gosh, right? You're trying to look around to see what fork to use. Where does my napkin go? We always do. Stop memorizing it, realizing that social learning theory is when you went to get your coffee or whatever you went, did you go to the front of the line and skip everybody else?
Mhm.
Did you have a class on waiting in line? You learn
you
by
learn
watching
that. Yes.
others. That's
Mhm.
Bandura. You learn by watching others. Okay? So we do it every day. Please stop trying to memorize crap for a test when you do it every day. I know all of you in bougie restaurants your entire life, and I can just follow you. But me, that just sometimes just learning some bougie restaurants and trying to figure out, the soup spoon from the lobster fork. I know. Y'all better than me, but I still struggle. Okay, just gonna put that out there. Okay, so social learning. Okay, but that's not Roger's approach, is it?
No.
Okay, so now we're between C and D. I kept A in. I'm going to
Mhm.
take A out because Carl Rogers, well, he was non-directive, but I'm going to take that out yet. So I've got A. This got too many questions. A or D? Carl Rogers' approach to therapy is best determined as what? It's a best
Mhm.
question. That means both of them are right, but what's the best answer?
Client centered.
Ding, ding, ding. Was he non-directive?
Yes.
He was. But there are several other non-directive people. So that's the best, that's not a word, answer.
Mhm.
Okay? How we doing?
Okay.
Are you lying like Dr. Pam? I just want to get out of this. I don't want to learn anything else about Carl Rogers, even though he's one of the interventions on the test. It's too hard. What I'm always going to say on all of the tests, and because I teach the other tests, many of the social work exams are not focused on the importance of theories. And my LM and my LC are focused on theories. They're vague. You may not see Carl Rogers' name. You really may not, but I promise you he's there all day, every day. Okay. Okie dokie, Jennifer Jones, let's go back to you.
According to Carl Rogers, blank is defined as the experience of prizing or valuing oneself. A, congruence.
Understand my question. You know my rules. And you just go ahead and get rid of that rusted face. I'm just saying, okay? Because, it ain't working for me.
So you're asking, according to Carl Rogers, what is the meaning of prizing or valuing oneself?
Which one of these words believe that, recognize that?
Um, so A, congruence, condition of worth, self-actualization, or positive self-regard.
We're going to rule out.
I'm gonna rule out condition of worth. B.
Okay.
Well, self-actualization.
That's a Carl Rogers term.
Mm,
You taking
okay,
that out?
I'm taking it out.
Okay. Carl Rogers said, and remember that's the top of Maslow's chart. But
Right.
Carl Rogers did say that, uh, that's the goal is to be the very best I can be.
Right. So between A and D, I'm gonna say D, positive self-regard.
Yes, you would. Oh, 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 oh. Why not congruence?
Um, because she just had that question, and I think congruence kind of means something a little different than positive self-regard.
Okay. Congruence means what's coming out of my mouth should match my body, right? And so this is one of the ones that people struggle with because all of these are Carl Rogers terms. And you think you know enough about them, and you get to the test and you're like, oh my God, they're all Carl Rogers terms. I don't know what to do because they're all Rogers terms. Okay. Okie dokie. Um, my LCs and my LMs, have you seen narrative therapy? Is that one that you'll see a lot?
I have seen it.
Mm.
Who said that?
I did.
LM or LC?
See, Elsie.
And my LM seen narrative?
Narrative therapy has come up.
I bet my LMs have, and you just don't recognize it. Can anybody tell me what narrative therapy means?
Does it use stories? Is that like where it involves
It
stories?
is, it is, it is. Okay. The problem is, and the words we're looking for is I've got this story in my head. And if you watch my videos, I always say I've got this story in my head. I grew up in a Christian home, and every Sunday after church, my brothers and my dad went in to watch football, and I went in the kitchen and cooked with my mother. So my story in my head was that my mother loved them more. That's that problem saturated story. And according to the KSAs, it's both on the LM and the LC. Okay. So the issue is this problem, this story in my head is causing me a problem. So I have to learn to deconstruct, take this story out of my head and reauthor it to make it it's a problem saturated over and over in my head. I hear you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, your mother loved your brothers more. So I'm going to deconstruct the theory. I'm going to eject it, take it out of my head, and I'm going to rewrite it. After I'm going to deconstruct it, re deconstruct it, reauthor. Oh no, there's no term. I'm going to give it a different name. I promise you, those of you that are struggling with interventions, it's on both of those tests, and you may not see the name. Let me show what that might look like. Hmm. When you are looking at what to study for, the domains have changed, but the test questions have not. Okay. So if you go and look at interventions or assessment and planning, you're going to find narrative therapy. Okay. And again, you might not see the words. This is particularly what it's going to look like. But I know that verbiage for narrative therapies, I've got a problem saturated story. I've got this problem in my head that's causing me so many issues. I need to take it out of my head. I need to eject it, externalize it. I need to deconstruct it and reauthor it. Okay, and put it back in my head. Gonna work. Okay. Voluntold. Who wants this one? Well, thanks for Shane. I appreciate that.
Okay. A client repeatedly says, "This is just who I am. I always ruin relationships." What clinical stance most directly shifts the focus without challenging the defensively, client defensively? So a client is constantly saying, "This is just who I am. Um, I always ruin relationships." So what clinical stance most likely directly shifts the focus without challenging the clients defensively? So it's basically this question is saying the client is saying that this is who I am.
Hmm.
I ruin relationships, but then they're asking me what is the clinical stance? So meaning what would you say clinically that directly shifts the focus without like challenging or being defensive?
Okay. So
And
I'm
so
looking for a therapeutic approach that supports him, it sounds like.
Mhm.
Oh, no, I take
Right.
that back.
But
They're not supporting him. I'm purposely
shifts. Hmm.
shifting the focus.
Hmm.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So what shifting the focus. So A says exploring childhood attachment patterns. That's okay. B says
Oh,
refrain.
stop. No, 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 no. Who's that? Who's that?
But that sounds like attachment. Maya, is that
Mailer. Yes.
Miller?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just
Mhm.
blew over that. You ain't got nah, that's not how it works with me. This nah,
I
nah, nah.
know.
That may
I
work
know the
on a
separation.
date. That don't work with me, okay? That's Margaret Mather. Yes, yes,
Oh,
yes, yes. Nah, 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 nah.
okay.
I'm just
B
saying, you need to
says,
step up your dating game if that shit fly. I'm sorry, if that stuff. By the way, my ADHD medication wore off at about 6:30. Just so you know. Just so you know, I did. I did very good. I tried very hard to stay self-contained, but it's about gone. Okay. So you get the real Pam from about now on.
all right. B says, reframing the statement as a fixed personality trait. Um, reframing the statement from, I'm not sure who that's from. Reframing, that sounds like, let's see.
It might be so reframing it many times belongs to structural, but because it's a person, I'd probably say it's CBT.
Yes.
Reframing helps you look at
Framing, got you.
the
Changing the behavior.
looks helps you look at it differently.
Hmm.
Okay.
hmm Okay. All right. And then she says separating the recurring difficulty from the person's identity. So separating the recurring difficulty from the person's identity. So separating the recurrence of what's happening now, separating the recurring difficulty from the person's identity. And then from, so that's like basically, well, separating difficulty and from the, and then from the person's, so that's like seeing everything. I'm not sure if separating is okay. And then D says confronting the cognitive distortion directly. So confronting the cognitive, so the problem directly, right? Um, okay. And so when going back to the question, it says what clinical
Mhm.
stance most
So
most directly oh,
let's stay with C. If I call you on your
okay.
stinking thinking, what therapy is that?
CBT, you said call you on your stinking thinking, isn't that CBT? Your
Absolutely,
schema,
that's CBT. That's CBT. Okay. So I'm going to take out both A and C. My repeat offenders, is this test question, is it too hard? Does it sound similar? Does it make you feel like I've never seen this question before? Help me out. Let me know if I'm in the right game.
I mean, it's making me like really, I mean, it's making me think, of course,
Okay.
but it's almost,
Somebody else.
oh,
My
sorry.
repeat offenders. Does this feel like a similar test question? Too hard? Too easy? No way, no how. No how.
It's hard in my opinion. I
Harder
got
than the actual
caught up.
test?
It's yeah to me. I don't even
You're an
know really
LM?
what they're asking. Yes,
LM?
taking the LC. I got
You're
taking the
taking the
LC before.
LC?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so no, it's not too hard. It's a factual test.
Okay.
Uh, uh, Chantel, you're taking the LC? First time taking the LC? Does this question seem as vague as they are sometimes?
Yes.
Okay. Mastermind?
Yeah, this question, I've seen this type of question before.
Okay. Again, I'm not trying to get you to suck up. I just want you to say, Dr. Pam, this question is BS. Don't ever try it.
No, I think
Okay.
the questions are a little bit more difficult sometimes, some of them than the actual test.
Okay. Is this too hard from the test?
No.
I'll pay you later, but I think you're lying, Pinocchio. You're about to touch the screen. Okay, so that what you're missing here, Rasheen, it's not just a reading test. There's a clinical theory behind the test. That's the piece that I need you to get. The client repeatedly says, this is just who I am. I always ruin relationships. Could that
Okay.
be the story they keep telling themselves? Could that be the problem saturated story they keep telling themselves?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, if that's the case, what theory belongs to that?
Well, narrative theory, right?
It would be. So,
Mm-hmm.
now what clinical stance most directly shifts the focus without challenging the client defensively? I'm only
Well,
asking you to look at your story. I didn't ask you to change it. I just ask you to look at your story. So a
Okay.
narrative therapist would do what first, B or C?
I feel like we wouldn't do B first. I feel like we would do C first. Um,
Because
this-
narrative therapy says I've got this problem saturated story. I'm going to hit the eject button and take the problem outside of my head. And I think that's the piece that most of my clinicians are missing. And please let me know if I'm wrong. What I found is most of the other study programs don't provide this clinical piece. You need
Mhm.
first, next, and best. You do. But if you go back to the KSAs, it's going to say to all of you, you need to know narrative therapy. You need to know person centered. You need to know Gestalt. And you need to know what it looks like in a question. So for my LC repeat offenders, tell me what you've studied. You're my research people. Tell me if I'm off base, but based on learning this and teaching this is what I found is the other programs may teach you first and next, but the difference between the LM and the LC is you're missing the clinical theories. Talk to me. Please talk to me. I need you.
If I can remember right, I think I did TDC and I did fill in the gaps, and I don't recall any of them talking about theories like this. I don't recall. I'm not saying that they didn't, but I don't recall it. I don't recall it all.
And how did that help you on your clinical test?
It didn't. I'm sitting here with you.
And I'm not trying to be better. My goal is not to down anybody. That is not my goal. My goal is for you to help me be the best tutoring company we can be. And I need you to say, this is what we're missing, Pam. That I saw a question like this and I had no idea what to do. And if I'm wrong, please just we're about to write my book and I need you, I need you to help me understand this is what my belief system is we teach the NCE and it's so high on clinical. And then I get to the LCE, the LCSW, and the LM. The LM is still clinical, but I don't find a program that teaches you the theorist. Gestalt is the empty chair. Gestalt talks about spending so much time getting rid of the unfinished business. It's not about the here and now. You can't be a whole person because I'm still stuck in the past. And there are 21 theorists on the NCE, and you don't need to know those for this test, but you need to know that Freud, if I talk about Freud being the anonymous character, what does that mean? I'm trained psychoanalytic, okay? So I didn't have to do treatment plans, but I promise you, I was sitting in my chair. My client was sitting that way. They're telling about their stuff, and I'm making out my grocery list. Because Freud did not talk about that therapeutic bond. He didn't care. He was the expert, and whatever he said to you, you poor dumb woman, this is what it means. Okay. So, Margaret Mailer, she talks about the importance of the first 3 years of a relationship. She's attachment theory. Later on, we find Ainsworth and Bowlby. They're later, but Margaret Mailer was the first one. And she said, if you don't bond to someone in the first 3 years of life, then you'll have borderline, you'll have conduct disorder. Margaret Mailer also has a theory on love and romance based on her theory of attachment. Then we go to Carl Rogers. He said, Freud, you were stupid. I'm the expert. We talk about Adler. And again, you may never ever see his name, but if I see family constellation on the test, who is that? Family constellation is a fancy term for birth order. Family constellation means birth order. Lifestyles is Adler. And I think those are pieces that are missing in other programs. Okay. And again, you may not see Adler's name on the test, but you're going to see a question about birth order. Has anyone taken the test and never seen a question about the first, second, third, your birth order? It's always on the test. I'm a firstborn. My shit don't stink. At least for 2 years. And then my brother came along and I was dethroned. And now I feel inferior. And I'm trying to get back up to feeling superior because that's what Adler said. And I think that's what many of you are missing in treatment planning intervention. What did this theorist say? Tell me about Skinner. Jennifer Jones, tell me about Skinner. What did Skinner believe?
I don't know. Is he the one that did that rat experiment? I'm not sure.
He did. He did. So how many do you have children?
Operant conditioning, is that him?
It is. Or was in consequences. Do you have children?
Yes.
You use this crap every day. I know your sweet angels never did anything wrong. I know. Just pretend you raised my kids, okay?
No, I'm not that pretending.
Okay, and your my sweet angels came home from school and they did not do their homework. Did you like that?
No.
Did you reward it or punish it?
Punish it.
Okay, now either we added something, positive punishment, or we took away something. What did you do to add something?
Beat their ass? No, I'm just joking.
No, girl, don't lie. Don't lie.
I pulled my daughter up here. No, I didn't do that.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. But that ain't a test question. If you smacked him in the face.
No, I ain't do that. What? No, I ain't smacking him.
Girl, you lied. Okay.
Anyway.
Okay. So your friend that smacked him in the face.
I don't smack my kids in the face, but
yeah. Your friend that told me to go to switch off the tree.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, that's punishment. That was positive punishment. I know that sounds messed up, don't it?
Well, no.
Because you added something.
Yeah.
That's positive punishment. Okay? I swear to you, there should be some rules. I'm 60 and I had to go out and get the switch off the tree and don't get the small one. And your mama's sitting there looking at you, making you take the leaves off and crap. Like that's some mental health torture. I'm just saying, okay? We didn't record it back then, but that's positive punishment. It's not good or bad. It was punishment that was added. That's positive punishment. Okay. Now let's talk about them kids that did the right thing and you still wanted to reward them, but you took something away. What would that look like?
So like if they did something good and let's say maybe you took out, they didn't have to do the dishes like 1 week or 1 day or something.
Dang. Have you been watching my videos?
Huh?
Have you been watching my videos?
No, but I studied with Masterpiece not that long ago. We went over that.
Okay. The Help Masterpiece told you to watch some of my videos because they're free.
I think is it 17 times?
15 a week. But yes, just they're free. Just watch my videos. Just watch over and over again because you did it already. Okay. Okay. I live in Chattanooga. I work in North Georgia, and I know you're surprised. I run on CP time, right? Y'all know if you have me, I ain't never showed up on time, right? You know me. Okay. I'm sorry. I do try. Blah blah blah. So I go to work, and I am speeding to work, and the policeman pulls me over for speeding. I will say it's not my fault. I think it's because I'm a black woman and I drive a convertible Camaro with personalized tags. I think there's some racism going on, but I was still speeding. Let's just face facts. Okay. By the way, my tags are expired too. I got to fix that. Thought it was white there for a moment, didn't I? Okay. So when he pulls me over, does he like that I'm speeding? Anybody?
No.
Does he like that I'm speeding?
No.
Is he going to reward me or punish me?
Punish you.
And what's a positive punishment? What can he give me to stop me from speeding?
A warning.
Ticket.
Oh, gosh, in my good days. He's probably going to give me a ticket. Okay. He
Oh, to
added
stop you. Yeah.
something. He added something, right? Now I'm speeding and he does not like my behavior. And now he wants to punish me, but he wants to take away something. What can he take away from me?
Your license or your car.
Ding, ding, ding. Ding, ding, ding. That's how I want you to learn it for life. Just for life. Just for life. If you raise kids, you added and took away some things. Rashina, you're the boss, right? When your staff don't behave the way they should, you want to punish them, right?
Yes. I mean, I don't want to, but if I have to, hold them
You
accountable.
you you can't be smacking them across the face, right? That pretty sure that's against the rule, right?
Right.
You can't be smacking
Right.
'em. So, are there some things that you can add or take away if they didn't do what they were supposed to do?
Hmm.
What can you add?
Well, I can be a micromanager, so I can add, I don't know, I can make them CC me on everything. I can add more
Mhm.
tasks to their, job description. I can write them up.
I won't get, I'm just going to say it was simple. When you
Okay.
call them in your office, the look on your face, they know they're in trouble by the look on your face, right?
Hmm.
You added the look on your face. You added the bass in your voice. Well, excuse me, you know, right? That's a positive punishment. You added something to punish them. And yes, there are other things you can do, but I don't know about my kids. When their daddy put some bass in his voice, that meant something, right? So when you like what they do and you want to reward them, what can you give them? What's the positive?
So, what do you mean, like a token economy, or just give them
No, just
something?
in general. Just in general. You did a good job this week. What can I add?
High
Well,
five. Oh,
exactly. Yo, you mentioned numbers. High five. That's a positive reinforcement. I like what you did, and I added something. It doesn't have to be anything huge. Okay. If you rewarded them, is there something you can take away? Can you say you did a great job, so this week you don't have to?
yeah. Take the garbage out every day, or Do dishes.
Oh, that's not your life. That's a test question. In your
Oh,
client, with your real life, is there something that a client did, your client, your staff did a great job, and you can say, "Hey, thank you for doing that. You don't have to do this week." Can I give you early? Can you leave early on Friday, maybe?
hmm
Do you realize that's you're reinforcing them, and it's a negative reinforcer? Did they want to work the whole day? They did not want to work the whole day. And if you gave me some time off, that's a negative reinforcer. You reinforce my behavior by giving me an hour off. The goal is not to memorize these things. The goal is to apply them to every day. You got people in your life, okay? You do, you do, you do. This is Skinner. Skinner's my behavior. He could care less how you feel, how you think. He just wanted to change your behavior with rewards and consequences. Okay? You want to ask me anything in particular that I can help you with? These are where most people miss because you just don't know your theories. You just don't know that Gestalt focuses the most on the empty chair. Yes, he talks about here and now, but you spend most of your time getting rid of the unfinished business. And that's where he focuses it on. It's, yes, I want you to be a whole person. If you've watched a video recently, because I only saw this about 2 months ago, a woman called into a podcast channel and she was talking, and they weren't therapists, and she said, I just want to know, I'm the first ex-wife, and he's been married 4 times. How come I can't get a date? And the podcast people were not clinicians. And what one of them said to you is, how do you know he's been married 4 more times? And she said, because I follow him. You cannot be a whole person because you're emotionally stuck still in that relationship. You can't be whole. So Gestalt spends so much time getting rid of that past stuff. And the here and now is a word that you'll see, but that's the end result. The goal is to spend time, and you've all done that with clients. You've had them write letters, and set them on fire, sent emails and didn't send them. You've all done that to help clients get rid of their past stuff. You just didn't label it as Gestalt. Is that fair to say? Pam, you just pulled it out of your bottom 2 minutes ago. I need some feedback. Am I talking to the right audience? Should I go to teach somebody else? Chantel, you've never used a theory like that?
The most I've seen was Kohlberg and Freud.
Okay, that's not true. What do you do, Chantel?
What do I do for work?
Yeah.
Social worker? Social work.
Yes. Tell me what you do. This is not a trick question. I swear. I'm not like, this is not like, no, I'm not. This is not a dating app. This is not like I'm set. It's just a question. What happened on Friday, Thursday and Friday? What did you do?
I didn't work Thursday or Friday, but I work with Child Protective Services.
Okay. Baby snatcher.
That's why I didn't want to say it. I knew you were going to say that.
And but I hope you know that I don't mean that as mean. Did I not say to you, I'm very thankful that someone does your job?
Mm,
I hope I said that. I really did. And if I didn't, I think that's one of the hardest jobs ever, but I think
it
it's
really is.
most grateful. I'm so glad that you have what it takes to keep children safe. And if I didn't say that before, I'm really, really sorry.
You
I
did. Thank you.
value that job. I do. I do. I do. We talk about Bowen and genogram and talk about
Hmm.
future generations. You're saving the next generation, and I value what you do. And if I did not make that clear, I am very, very, very sorry. I really am. I value and I respect what you do. I do. I do, I do, I do. I do, I do, I do. And it's a hard job. And I think we talked about you live in a community where you do your job and you see people that may not always like you because you did your job. I value you. If I said anything different, I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. I'll say it to you next week in session. I'll say it out loud. I value what you do. I really, really do. But
Thank
it
you.
doesn't mean that you still don't use the same theories. You still use Carl Rogers. You go into a family and they tell you what happened with their kid and what they did, you still listen to them. You
Hmm.
still are non-judgmental. Am I wrong?
Nope, you're correct.
Okay. So you do it all day, every day. You do. Um, we can talk about, and I'm sorry, I see a lot of clients. I see a lot of clients. Did I talk about the genogram and how you're stopping the multi-generational curses?
Yes.
Okay. Because if you don't do anything, all of those the kids you see are going to repeat the same pattern.
Hmm.
And there's still no guarantee because at 18 they can go back home and repeat the same patterns.
Right.
But you're doing, what according to the textbook, you're breaking those generational curses. Okay, so that's genogram. Um, I'm going to say that you use Margaret Mailer's theory that you're aware that if kids have had numerous foster homes or numerous
Hmm.
caregivers, that they've never learned to bond with the same person.
Hmm.
Okay. So I hope I really I admire what you do. And if I ever gave the impression that I don't, I'm really, really sorry. I'm really sorry. I admire what you do. I hope I said to you, I couldn't do that job. I'd be choking the parent out. I'm, so- I'm not gonna lie. I'd be like, oh, I would, as a lot of countertransference of my own
Hmm.
stuff of raising my kids and oh, yeah. As we go over these things, are you able to apply them, some of the things in what you do?
Yes.
Okay. And I know, it seems like that I show up and miss your session, but this is my last week of teaching school. You might not be on my schedule. This week I'm having surgery on the 17th, the 17th. But this is my last week of teaching college. So no more grades, no more meetings, no more anything. I've got a meeting on the 29th. I'm working Monday and Tuesday, but after that, I am retiring from my brick and mortar. Scary as I'll get out, but I am.
Congratulations.
Ah, I've had a W-2 since I was 14 years old. Anybody else been there? You always work for somebody else, and I'm taking the plunge.
Congrats.
Uh, I just need prayer. Yes, I'm doing the right thing. I trust my Heavenly Father, and this is what I want to do. It's what I've wanted to do my entire life, is just make a difference without the rules of somebody else. But Chantel, I hope that my staff offers you some sessions, because I own my stuff this week. I own my stuff. I do. It's been a really hard 2 weeks. I've got a Monday and Tuesday, having surgery on Wednesday, and it's been a rough month for me. Okay. And I say
Yes, they
that
did.
aloud to everybody. I do. I own my stuff, and I please don't take it personal. Please don't. But do you have a test date?
January was
January
my
what?
test. January 17th.
Okay. I'm working the weeks of Christmas. Did they put you on my schedule for them? I'm not taking that off.
No.
Okay. I'll reach out to my staff. I'm taking the 23rd, 24th, 25th off. I'm taking the 30th, 31st, and the 1st off. Other than that, I'm working the entire time.
Okay.
Okay. And I do apologize. I really, really, please don't take it personal. It's about me, not
Mhm.
about you. And I realize if you're new to me and you don't know me, I get it. I get it. I get it. But I promise you, it's my stuff.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, guys, you'll get some questions from tonight about the theorist, LM and LC. I try to focus on LM specifically, but on my else, yeah, yes, I focus on LM specifically, just because that is, you have to know your theorist on both exams. The LC is much more clinical. You have to know the theorist. You have to know the theorist. Who said what? If I say solution focus, what words come to mind? Right. 3 to 5 sessions. The miracle question. You woke up tomorrow, the miracle happened. The
What would you?
scaling
Mhm.
question and the accept question. You have to know those on both tests. And it's not going to be easy. It's going to be vague. You're not going to see those words. And that's what happens is people swear up and down to me that they didn't see those theorists on the exam, but you did. You just didn't see the names. Okay. Okay, guys, thank you for being patient with me. I really appreciate that. I really enjoy what I do. I'm human. I'm human. I'm human.
Mhm.
And I definitely enjoy what I do. Okay. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.
All right.
Bye.
Just a quick thing, Dr. Pam. So I
No, Rasheen, I will not marry you. You are so cute, but I swear, you're barely older. No, I'm sorry. That was not even
Machine, you're a
funny.
social worker. You don't make enough money for her.
hey, I mean,
Us,
I do okay.
he does. He got 6 figures. I'm just saying he might, but I don't think he's 6 feet tall.
5'11" and a half.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What size shoe do you wear?
A 12.
Yeah, no, ain't gonna work it for me. Okay, anyway.
That's funny.
That was
All
so
right, so
inappropriate. That's so inappropriate. I apologize. Please do not call the board and sue me for sexual harassment, okay? I want to just
no,
take this out of the video, okay? Please do not. Okay, go ahead.
no.
Oh
So
my
I was gonna
gosh.
let you know, Dr. Pam, that I changed my test date. I went ahead and had my did the accommodation, so I'm just waiting to hear back. Like I'm definitely
Okay,
gonna do the accommodations,
okay,
and so before I take the test again. So just to let you know,
okay,
so I'll probably be adding on a few more
okay,
one-on-one sessions.
okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna give myself about another month.
Okay. Okay.
Uh,
I'm going to be in Mexico City, the end of I'll still teach. This is my first this is my goal was to retire and travel. So I'll be in Mexico City from the end of January to the end of March, the end of February. So I'll see you there.
Okay.
I'll
Okay,
still
that
be
works.
teaching.
All right.
I'll still be
Okay.
teaching. Bye.
Okay. All right. Thank you.